So, okay, this one's probably going to go a little bit longer. It might even break the 4-minute mark because I'm going to cover a couple other things. So, in my earlier post, I mentioned about getting the crane from Lawrence Livermore National Labs. So, I was also buying other stuff at Lawrence Livermore National Labs. Police cars or security vehicles. So, I went out there one day, and they had like, I'd say 10x security cars. I remember it kind of clearly because there were like 5 Dodge Diplomats and 5 Ford Crown Victorias. So the first Dodge Diplomat comes up, and I wasn't that into a Dodge Diplomat. So I ran it up to about, I don't know, $50, $75, and this Latin dude bidding against me. And it was only me and him. So he saw me back off at like the $75 mark, and like he turns around, tips his hat to me, like, thank you. And so then the Ford Crown Victoria comes up. And we turn around and we bid it up to like $30. And he lets me have it. And I go like, thank you. Well, anyway, long story short, he ended up with all the Dodges. I ended up with all the Fords. And once we got the hang of each other, tipping each other's hat, I started picking up Ford Crown Victorias for like 15, 20 bucks a piece. I ended up with 4 or 5 of them out of this auction. So Lawrence Livermore National Lab is a very secure facility. And I'll tell you more about the security live and in person because I really don't want to post it for the folks at the NSA who are watching this on YouTube. In fact, I can imagine they're going to be going probably in about 3 days after this post. In any event, so I'm picking up the cars. There's 2 parts of this. One is I'm having to bring the cars out from a secured lot inside the property. So I've been bringing the cars out. And I had one last car left to go, and it was like this horribly hot day out in Livermore. So one of the security people comes out of the office, and they got their brand new Ford Crown Victorias. And I said, like, very pretty, kind of blonde girl, probably in her 30s at the time, whatever. And I said, hey, I need to get a ride back to Lot 7 where the vehicles I got sold earlier in the week are. Could you give me a lift back there and save me a really long walk? She said, oh, sure, hop in. So anyway, I jump in her car, and this attractive 30-something blonde girl in uniform, you know, girls in uniform. There's that Joe Dean told me about Combat Hot. That's another story. Anyway, she's got on her hip a 45 sidearm. Okay, so I jump in the car, you know, it's your typical police car kind of thing. Up on the dash, you know, they got the shotgun. Down between the seats, they have what I think was a tear gas gun. And then on the grill between the prisoner area, there's another weapon, an M16 with a long banana clip. And I go like, you take trespassing really seriously after hours, don't you? And she goes, I can't answer that, and you really don't want to know, do you? I said, no, I just want to get my cars and go home. She says, that's a good idea. There was something else I was going to tell you about auctions. It was something to do with probably how many laws I may have violated that the statute of limitations may not have expired on, you know. But again, I defer, and talk to me in person when our uncle's not listening.